myself. Greedy, go get a gun. Luxury of stuff. I'm seedy and the dancing with myself. I get into my bed, I do it to myself. To the local, to the nothing to be addressed now. There's nothing to get up about, 'cause we do it all the time. The shepherdess undone, she's done it all again. I get ready to go. The green go get a calm. He going to the local. He going to the local. He going to the local. He going to the local.
Oh, what's up? I'm interrupting Blur to bring you a special announcement. I'm not dead. I have not died. I thought I did, man, this morning, but I'm still here. I am still here. Welcome to the stream. This is Go Out by Blur from the Magic Whip album. Not whipped cream either. I love this album. I think this was my favorite album of 2015. Even slightly better than the Tame Impala album for me. That's just slightly though. I think the boys did it. Those boys. I'm fucking Ed Sullivan all of a sudden. Not actually fucking him, but you know, I am him. You know, the boys and Blur. You know what I mean? Anyway, welcome to the stream, everyone. We're gonna do some stuff tonight. I have some things to tell you. And let me go ahead and pull this down, and I have some things to show you. Now, before we begin, I would like to welcome you to more of a chill Sunday night stream, because Comic-Con, well, it right tuckered me out, boys and girls. It was a clusterfuck. It was a good clusterfuck, but it was very tiring. And I have a few stories that I want to share now. I'll share more stories during the streams over the next week, but I'll share a few tonight. I'll show you some pictures tonight, and then we'll begin. I have cat games for you. Weird and bad cat games. I don't even know. You see, I didn't prepare too much tonight, which isn't very much different than most nights. Now, there's a very good specific reason why I don't prepare, okay? And that reason is laziness. So that's the reason I don't prepare, and it's a very professional kind of reason. So, without further ado, I will bring you some stories and pictures, and then we will begin. We have some cat games. We got some weird games. I got some very interesting games. I might even have a spoop for you as well. Now, I do have more plug-and-play action for you. I have more corruptions for you. Maybe even some Shovelware Showcase in the future, and another Half-Life randomized stream. However, those require some level of energy and setup, and I don't think I have that tonight. So instead, I bring you cat games. But it'll be fun. First, let me begin by saying that Comic-Con was pretty cool. Had a good time. It was very busy. It was very tiring. yesterday was the busiest day. And I ended up driving in, and that was rough because the traffic was rough, obviously. But more so than that, it was just like people were driving like assholes. So that kind of sucked. I'll bring you this first image of Comic-Con, which you may have seen on my Twitter. This right here is, it's pretty obvious what this is. It's me, Tingle, and a cat. Just your everyday, ordinary tabby right there. And that is, you know, that's why we're doing cat games. Single and ready to tingle. It's fucking great. It was a good one. I enjoyed that tingle. I like the mustache. That's almost a molestache, really. I mean, which I suppose is almost kind of accurate for tingle. And I'll bring you here one more photo. I'm not in this one, but here's some Ricks. The Council of Ricks has arrived. From what I understand, this was an accidental meeting. They told me that this wasn't not planned, but they became friends. I don't know how true that is, but also I like the Rick with the flask with the 1,000-yard stare. That Rick looks like he's seen and done some things, and that's why he drinks. It's a very good look. So, Comic-Con was a lot of fun. Some unexpected surprises. I have footage. There will be a video. It may be a bad video. Well, we'll see. I don't want to spoil it. But if the video ends up... I got plenty of footage. If the video ends up not coming together as a cohesive whole, I can probably get something together. But you'll definitely see the footage one way or another. A lot of good cosplays this year. A lot of Harley Quinns. Surprise. A lot of Harley Quinns. A lot of 11s. Some of whom went the extra mile to shave their head. Some just wore a blonde wig. 11 from Stranger Fiction, that is. Stranger Things. Stranger Fiction, I don't know what the hell that is. That's my show. Give me a few years, I'll make that one. And there was a lot of, well, not as many Harambees as you'd think, but I did find this Harambee. Okay. So there's a Harambee for you. I'm sorry to do this, but come on, I had to. Look at this. This was one of two, and I interviewed the other one, kind of. The reason this one is so good is the zookeeper, of course. And there was no one pulling their penis out for this particular moment, because I believe that is how you get evacuated, or escorted, rather, off the premises. So that wasn't a thing. Now, let me get off this image immediately, and I'll show you this. I have a little bit of a story here that I would like to share with you. And again, these stories won't last too long. In fact, I had background music prepared and I forgot to play it. It's just the Beach Boys without vocals, which is kind of still good, right? But I mean, the vocals are what make the Beach Boys. They go from Beach Boys to Beach Men, which I guess we've had boys to men, so now in another few years we need a Beach Men. It's a bad joke. I met Quentin Flynn, and as you know, I'm streaming Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, and I just streamed Crisis Core. He voiced Reno in Crisis Core. He voices Jack Raiden in Metal Gear Rising and Metal Gear Solid 4 and 2, and he's great. He was great. I've always enjoyed his work. He did a Beatles parody, and he's gotten a bunch of voice work. And I gotta say, I kind of just bumped into him by accident. I was wandering the aisles on Saturday, and there was a big sign on one of the comic, like, kind of section booths, and it was like, meet Mike TV and Quentin Flynn. And I was like, I know Quentin Flynn. Who the fuck is Mike TV? And then I realized Mike TV is the dude from Willy Wonka, the original. And I mean, the poor guy, no one really knows his name, so they just put his character's name from Willy Wonka up there. And, you know, he had some people talking to him, which was cool. But Quentin, the poor guy, Mike TV and Quentin Flynn, Raiden, it would have been funny if it said, meet Mike TV and Raiden, but it didn't. It said Quentin Flynn. I actually got there and I looked and I saw he was like immediately to my right, and I was like, holy shit, there he is. and he had a line of like a few people. And so I just waited online for like 5-10 minutes and I met him and we talked for 10 minutes. We had a long conversation. Me and him, you know, talked about guitars. We talked about the Beatles. I said, I love your Paul McCartney impression. He did it for me. I did mine for him. Then he went like this, peace and love. You know, he was like, it will be tossed. So he's all up on his Ringo memes. And we talked about the Kinks and we talked about Metal Gear, Final Fantasy, voice acting. We talked about New York City. And he actually was talking about music. I told him I had a band. He was like, you got a CD? And he made me sign my shitty CD to give him. He made me feel like $1 million, when in reality I felt like $3 because the goddamn convention took so much out of me and my money too. But he was great and we talked about guitars and stuff and I felt bad for the people waiting in line. But yeah, he actually made a little Instagram post recently. He tagged me and he said it was nice to meet me and I couldn't be more happy. I would love to maybe get Quentin for a little discussion about his voice work in Metal Gear Rising, considering I'm streaming it. He did a fantastic job in that game so far, and I want to ask him why he's gruff in one scene and not so gruff in another scene. But regardless, that was the best and most unexpected surprise of the con. And yeah, if anyone wants to check out his work or wants to listen, I did a little research. He doesn't have a lot of followers on Instagram and Twitter. Maybe we could correct that. So if you guys, I think he's Quentin Flynn 1 on Instagram. QuintonFlynn 1 on Instagram. And just Quentin Flynn on Twitter. Maybe give him a quick follow. I mean, we all love his voice work. He's done a lot of cool stuff. And he's a really, really nice guy. So throw him a few follows. And maybe we'll get a chance to have a little chat with him sometime. So that was kind of awesome. And also, what else? Oh, there was a meetup. We had a good meetup. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I will say I had a great time meeting everyone. And whoever was there that was, you know, memeing at me, I want you to know I forgive you. I forgive you. Harambee forgives you too. Because he was there as well. He was lurking, but I saw him. So, I think it was the weirdest thing ever when we all played kazoos at the same time. You'll see that footage eventually, chat. I was really tired. It was a very long 3 days of convention. I didn't go today. So, I did my best, but I was running out of energy quick. So, I hope you all had a good time, anyone I met. It was flattering that you guys were there and you wanted me to sign stuff and meet me. I'm still kind of fucking blown away by all this, and I can't tell you how weird it is, but also kind of amazing. And it was a nice group of people, and it was really nice to meet all of you. So thank you so much for making me feel like a big deal, which I felt more like a small deal. But hey, it was good. Then I'll tell you what happened afterwards. I met TW. This son of a bitch right here, I met him. Yep. I went to the screening of The Room, and it was incredible. It was, well, I don't think I'm going to watch that movie again for another 3 or 4 years. But I met Tommy. I met TW. I have to clear up something here. People have been posting, they're like, how did it feel to meet your idol? And I gotta admit, love Tommy, fascinated by him, not my idol. That is a low-hanging fruit, my friends. He was a very strange guy to meet. I think it was probably the weirdest thing I've done in quite a while, and that includes all the Comic-Con stuff. He was not paying attention to anything I was saying. He was sweaty. He was a ball of energy, and he was melting. I remember I was like, hey, Tommy, I didn't do my impression, okay? I didn't tell him about Vinesauce. I just said, hey, Tom, I'm a big fan of your work. Keep up the good work. I hope to see you in future projects. He's like, haha, okay, take picture. I was like, yep, okay. And at one point, you know, I'm with Konome now. He's one of our chat mods, a good friend. And a few other Vinesauce people too, by the way. It was nice to meet the Vinesauce folks at the Tommy Wiseau thing. At one point during the screening, a bunch of us were like, why you do? And it was pretty great. People were throwing spoons. But anyway, rewind. Met Tommy. At one point, we're taking a picture. And I'm like, well, what are we doing? He goes, I don't even know what I'm doing, man. And I was like, oh, neither do I. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it just seemed like he was so just like kind of mechanically going through the motions. You had to actually buy something if you wanted to get it signed. So I got a Blu-ray of The Room, which I did not own. So yeah, you had to like, if you didn't have something for him to sign that you bought then and there, you had to go back up and buy something. That's my understanding of it. So I bought this. It was $12, so I was like, yeah, that's reasonable for a Blu-ray. He was like, what's your name? So I said, Vinny. He starts writing L, or whatever that is, I, B. I'm like, no. He goes, what? I said, no, Vinny. He goes, what is it? Vinny. 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 So he goes, how you spell? So I said, V-I-N-N-Y. So he corrected the B with a V. And then he wrote, I guess, what does it say? L-O-R? I don't know what that says. Can you really trust anyone? It was a strange encounter. A few other, if you want to see some pictures, I posted these on Twitter, but for those that don't have that, I'll show you a few quick pictures. Don't worry, we'll start gameplay very soon, my friends. Why is this sideways? That didn't help, did it? There's a chance encounter with the man himself. Yeah, it was a very weird thing. The dude was, again, just kind of going through the motions. He looked tired, hot. The lights were melting his human disguise. That's Konome. We had a very good time. The spoons were thrown. And you can see TW's face here is just, I think it's fucking priceless. Let's take a look up close, huh? Look at that smile. That is a genuine smile if I've ever seen one. Genuine American smile from an American man who's melting. Now, true story. I woke up today with a fucking terrible headache. I thought I had con flu. Turns out I was likely dehydrated. So I probably wasn't like drinking enough during the con because I was just not on my mind, right? But I have a better theory. Standing next to TW, it was like he was sucking the moisture from my essence and absorbing it into his face and body. So I'm assuming that's what happened. It's like the salt monster from Star Trek. You know, that sucks the salt out of your body. That was Tommy with moisture. And I'm assuming that's why today I felt like shit. I'm feeling much better now. I had a lot of water, rested. I'm behind on my emails because I slept kind of a good chunk of today. But I blame Tommy for this. Then the screening started. And you could see him walking. He was making sex noises into the microphone before he walked in for the Q&A. And then he laughed, and I kind of made eye contact with him. And I think he was looking at me. I don't know. He's wearing his sunglasses at night indoors, so I have no idea. But he was like, ha ha. And it was weird. He comes in, and he gives what I would consider to be maybe the worst Q&A I've ever seen in my life. And I love Tommy. It was a terrible Q&A, but no one minded, no one cared. It was just bizarre and strange. And every question had the following answer. I swear to God, Chironian can confirm. Ready? Tommy, what are you thinking about for your next project? I move on, next question. Hey, Tommy, what were some of your influences? Whatever, move on, next question. You. Hey Tommy, so underwear, why are you marketing your underwear? Whatever, move on, next question. Swear to God, this is confirmed. Konome can confirm this too. I think the only question he actually answered was, Tommy, what other utensil would it be if not for spoons? And he goes, nah, spoon is good. Next question. Tommy, do you still keep in touch with the cast of The Room? Yeah, I do. Whatever, move on, next question. Okay, we done. That was the whole Q&A. Swear to God. I swear to fucking God. It was... But everyone was laughing. Everyone was enjoying themselves. And then just like that, like a stranger in the night, Tommy leaves. And then he presumably goes and reapplies his human costume that he wears to go to these things. Really weird. Really fucking weird. I'll tell you one last thing, though. We did see a trailer for a movie, presumably a movie, that he's working on with Greg called Best Friends, where Tommy drives a hearse and works in some kind of funeral home. And there's a plot to get gold teeth from cadavers and make a fortune. And this movie looks actually really fucking incredible. Tommy is not directing it. However, the Tommyisms are there. Greg is doing a great job, and the movie looks fantastic. I think it's gonna be really fun. So I don't know if that trailer's online yet, but he did show it, and I was really, really impressed. And so yeah, it's kind of cool. I was pleasantly surprised by this whole thing. And of course, if you've never seen The Room in a screening, it is like Rocky Horror Picture Show. People are throwing spoons, people are laughing, people are talking, they're like participating. Whenever someone kisses, they're like meow, meow. And also Tommy showed this bizarre video at the beginning of the thing. I'll show you a little something. Let me show you something that I can't explain, and I'm hoping maybe you can. Because he showed this video in a packed theater, and it made absolutely no sense whatsoever, okay? People were laughing. I was crying. in pure confusion and happiness. But yeah, so this was something that happened. I'll show you this, and then we will begin our video games. Also, as of last night, my obsession with Tommy in The Room has come to an end. And I mean that in the nicest possible way. So anyway, check this out. This is what we saw in a packed theater, to confusion and shame. I mean, I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. Shame on you anyway. You know who you are, shame on you. Oh my God. Yep, underwear. And then what's this? The room equals success. Shame on you. But that doesn't work. And then it's an advertisement for, yeah, for his underwear.
Love is dangerous.
And then, yeah, anyway. Guys, I don't know, but I was absolutely floored by this. So that was my night. I was tired, I was delusional, and after a long weekend of Comic-Con, and then finally capping my night off with possibly the strangest thing I've ever done and the strangest person I've ever met, I can tell you that I definitely needed a full day of rest. And I got that. So tonight's going to be somewhat of a chill stream. We got cat games. We got some other shit. It'll be fun. And also I would like to let you guys know that the emote contest is now over. And voting will begin soon. So maybe we could do voting now. Hey, Mono, I don't know if you're here, Gear. Are we down to vote yet, or should we wait a little bit? Shame on you. We're all good? All right, thanks, Gear. I want to thank my mods so much. Norix, Gear, Mono, Desert, everyone that's been helping with this. But you guys, Gear and I think Norix were the ones that really put this together. So, okay. Before I begin the video games, just to let you know, we have emote voting. Okay? We got 6 more emotes that we can do, and you guys can vote on your top 3 favorites. And the top 3, okay, so here's what I think we're gonna do. You guys vote, we're gonna take the top ones, and then the mods are gonna vote for the best ones. And then we'll choose 3 winners. The 3 winners get a prize of some sort, and then the top 6 will be included on the channel, okay? So there's some really fucking good ones. Look at that. A lot of clowns. I don't know what we're going to do about duplicates, but we'll figure it out. There's lots of duplicates. But, yeah, I got some dinks. Got a lot of good stuff. You know? So, if you guys want to vote on emotes, you can do that now. And you can cast your top 3 favorite votes. And it is bit.ly/Vinesauce vote. So, vote. And yeah, announcements have now ended. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Thank you for listening to my stories. Comic-Con video will be around at some point soon-ish, and I need to figure out what we're gonna do with that video, but we'll get it to you soon, I promise. When I say we, I mean I. So anyway. Thank you. Let's begin cat games, shall we? Broken link. Hang on. Let me just make sure bit.ly/Vinesauce vote. No, it works. Bit.ly/Vinesauce vote works for me. Ha ha ha.